Alrighty. Let's see if we're good to go. Gonna wait and make sure everything's working just fine, and then we can get started. I see my OBS is working, my game is up and ready to go. Just making sure that things are good to go on twitch.tv. I see I'm live. Don't see a preview just yet. For now, we can just chill and relax until we get something going here. Checking stream preview, activity feed. Oh, well. I think I'll just give it like a minute or two extra and then we can get started. In the meantime, I know nobody likes really listening to folks yap on and on without hearing anything like music. So I'm going to turn on the game music for now. While we're waiting for a bit. If you guys can hear that music and you can hear me, let me know. Otherwise, I'll kind of be just lost in the water. Oop. Bugging out a little bit there. Let me see something really quick. I'm going to try this. Ah, okay. Alright, we can do that. Awesome. Alright, Novel Lady, thank you for that. I'm still not seeing anything on my stream preview. Let me refresh this and see if that helps. Ah, there we go. Okay. I guess we can get started then. Alright. Looks like my model's still wigging out a little bit when I'm a bit too close to it, so. Alright, basic introductions. Hello, my name is Nolius Verba. Today, as I put in my tweet, I'm going to be playing Civilization 7 just to chill, relax, have fun, gain some experience as a streamer. Just have a little bit of fun. Been playing a fair bit already on my own. Figure might as well have a little bit of fun showing it to you guys. For those of you who don't know and don't have any experience with games like this, Civilization 7 is a 4X strategy game. I don't remember what all the X's mean exactly. I know it's expand, exploit, exterminate, and some other X word that might be a little bit controversial. But for now, I like it because it's... The basic idea is you start as a little group of people, you settle a city, you grow, you expand, you gather resources, and you go through the ages. You start in the ancient era, just knowing how to make wheat, grow farms. Then you build up a city, then 2 cities, 3 cities, 4 cities into the classical era, medieval era, Renaissance, modern era. And have fun doing stuff like that. So we're going to get started here. I'm going to... Mistake I made last time, unfortunately, was... I was just stuck on this screen, where you're just seeing my face and the little bridge in the background. This time we're going to do it properly. I'm going to press this button. And there we go. Now, we should be able to see a game. There are lots of things to see in this menu. There's lots of things to see that I'd like to show you. So, normally I would have been like... I would have had myself over here-ish. This time I'm going to be down here, just so you can see what I'm going to be doing in the menus. So... confirm changes. We're going to do a new game. I do have some experience already. You can see I was doing a little bit of Ada Lovelace, did a bit of Benjamin Franklin, Catherine the Great. Pardon? Don't know who to do this time. I did like doing Tecumseh. He was kind of fun. Let me take a look at Pachacuti. All buildings receive a +1 food adjacency for mountains. Specialists adjacent to mountains pay no happiness maintenance. That's cool, but not all that great. Let's see what else we can do. There's Harriet Tubman. Lots of espionage stuff. War support and all wars declared against me. Unit movement. I'm not planning on being like a James Bond type of player today, so maybe I'll just go something very simple. Like Ada Lovelace. Cities receive +2 signs per age when you complete a civic mastery. This resets at the start of each age. Gain culture equal to 50% of your total signs per term when you complete technological mastery. I know for some of you guys who might be a bit new to games like these, this is all a bunch of mumbo jumbo. I'll take it like step by step as we're in the game and doing stuff like that. And you can do maybe Benjamin Franklin. +1 science per age on production buildings and cities. Plus 50% production towards constructing production buildings. +1 science per age from active endeavors you started or supported. You have 2 endeavors of the same type active at a time. I'm from an area close to Philadelphia, so I might, yeah, let's just go with Benjamin Franklin. The mistake I keep making, though, is I keep forgetting to add mementos. And what mementos are these little bonuses you can get. Normally, you start the games with like just a couple basic ones. But I've played the game a little bit with some of these characters, so I've already unlocked some mementos. So let's see. Wampum Belt. It's good early, but maybe not right now. Civic Masteries. Science Building. This one's always a good grab. This one's not great. Narrative Events. Dotaku. Science Buildings. Let's try that. It's never a bad idea to have science stuff and influence. Alright. We'll go with Amigo Mundi and Golden Sealstone. And we got just pick a couple more things out, and then we're golden.
The game of strategy is not idle amusement. Instead, we cultivate foresight, circumspection, and learn caution. Let us build a nation together, so that we may know how nations are built.
Well said. Very comforting for someone who spends a lot of time in strategy games like these. Okay. We are going to go with Rome, just because it's got this little symbol right here, and I have played as the Roman civilization before, and it was kind of fun. Now, again, for those who don't know, we pick one civilization to start in each era. There'll be 3 eras. There'll be the Antiquity era, there'll be the Exploration era, and then the Modern era. And through each era, we pick a different group of people to play. But the leader, in this case, Benjamin Franklin, will stay the same throughout. So, we'll start with Benjamin Franklin as Rome. 12 tables, +1 culture and districts in the capital and city centers in towns. More production towards constructing the Colosseum. Or as my art history teacher taught me, it's also called the Flavian Amphitheater. For nerds. Okay. As Rome, we get the Legion. +2 combat strength for every tradition in the government. That can be pretty good. Legatus. New commander. For every 3 levels. Ooh. That'd be good. The Forum. Basilica and Temple of Jupiter. The main problem I had when I was starting out, I did Benjamin Franklin with Rome. I didn't quite realize that down here to make the Forum, I had to have this building, the Basilica, and the Temple of Jupiter. I had to have them in the exact same space, not next to each other in 2 different tiles, which kind of mucked up my game a bit. So hopefully I don't do that this time. Let us continue. I'm not really much of a challenging difficulty kind of guy, so we're going to go with Governor difficulty, which is, I'm pretty sure it's close to beginning level. Scribe is beginning level, Governor is next up from that. I just want to have fun. I just want to build some nice stuff, so we're going to go with that. I like long games, though, so let's go with Epic. Continents Plus. I'll explain what that means later. Map size, standard. We'll go for some advanced options. Age length. Age length determines how long a certain age will last. Whether it lasts 100 turns, 200 turns, 500, whatever. I like to have it as long. Everything else seems good here, so we can just go ahead and hit launch game and begin. I'll let you hear the narrator's voice from here on out for a bit. Seems she might be a little bit shy. Just give her a quick minute. One thing I do like about this game is that the narrators are often celebrity guests. Don't know if you know who it'll be.
A new banner unfurls, emblazoned with triumphal laurels. Rome seeks its champions.
It is Gwendolyn Christie of Game of Thrones and Star Wars fame. I'll quickly read these off if I got a chance. Benjamin Franklin in colonial America, few individuals shone as brightly as Benjamin Franklin. Beginning as a humble printer, he soon established himself as a prominent newspaper publisher. In 1747, he moved into politics, became one of the founding fathers. Participating in the drafting and signing of the Declaration of Independence, a restless polymath, Franklin also made many contributions to science in fields as diverse as electricity and oceanography. And now for the Roman Empire. When most people think of the classical world, they imagine Rome. From humble beginnings, it grew to span 3 continents, assimilating the wealth and cultures of those it conquered. During the Republic, ad hoc statecraft and meritocracy spawned fierce competition, spurring the professionalization of military and bureaucracy of the empire. The cracks turned to chasms, and a foundering economy and repeated invasions brought Rome to collapse. Now, let us begin. Now I'll start explaining things from there. All right. First thing we see is we're on a map. The basic idea is Civ, as the gamers like to call it, is we are basically recreating world history. Not beat for beat. We can mold it to our liking and do as we wish. There are things that we can do that they, in the actual world history, that couldn't do. But for now, let's start with our first action. We have this unit right here, a founder. And with this, we can found ourselves a city. We could move it to a different spot. I see there's this navigable river here, which we can take ships up and down. There is this coastal tile with access to the sea. And I see there are some resources over here. Kaolin and horses. I think we're close enough to it, that isn't that big of a deal. So we'll just park our bottoms right here and found our first settlement, Roma. Ooh, this isn't a bad place to start because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 resources within easy reach and a 5th a little farther away. Salt might be good for me later. Okay. Now, the main point of our gameplay and the main way we play is by having cities build things. One of the first things that's good to build is a scout so we can explore the world, because otherwise we're just stuck here doing nothing. And now let me explain what we're seeing over here. This is our city screen. This up here tells us what our city is gathering, producing, and doing. Over here is our food resource, how much vegetables, grains, meat is being brought into Rome that we can use to make more citizenry that can do more things. This little hammer over here is showing us how much our city is producing, how many blacksmiths are making weapons, nails, bricks, boards, things like that. The yellow gold coin shows us how much money we're making, which at the moment is zip. Over here is our science output, which we can use to research new ideas, new technologies, things like that, which again is zip none in Rome. This is our culture output, which shows us how much culture we're doing, how many songs we're singing, plays we're putting on, dances we've learned, things like that. Right now, it's just 1. And this over here is happiness. Army with its belly full never rebels, but an unhappy army hardly moves its feet. This is necessary so that we can grow as a city. If the Roman people are not satisfied, they will not listen, they will not follow our orders, and they will not do much of anything. And lastly, this little geometry looking thing is influence. This is how much we can get other civilizations, other independent powers, which we'll find later on, to listen to us, to bend the knee, to kiss the ring, things like that. It's not as dramatic as I'm putting it, but it'll be useful later on. Right now, it's not worth a warm cup of spit. For now, we're going to be producing some things using production over here. One of the best starts I like that I learned from others is 2 scouts. So we'll put 1 scout in the production queue here, click on it again, and put another scout in. After that, we need to defend our borders from hostile powers, so we're going to produce 2 warriors. After that, we will just hit next turn. That's all we can do.
The radiance of the new world came into being bathed in nectar, bathed in love.
As the game goes on, I'll probably be listening to some of Gwendolyn's lines less and less. I love her voice. It's very nice and lovely, but I do have a game I like to play. So now we just learned about that, which was agriculture, cornerstone of sedentary civilization. And now we have 3 things we can use our research up here, our science, to learn about. We can learn about sailing, which might be good because we're on a navigable river and close to the ocean. We could do animal husbandry, getting livestock that we can keep, which would get us saw pit, slinger, and other bonuses, or we can do pottery. I'm more inclined to do animal husbandry than sailing, just so we can get slingers, which is a ranged combat unit, which will be able to inflict damage from afar. And now we have our scout. This unit can get up and go move, and can go do other things like that. I don't remember if we took the bonus that lets us see further with scouts, but no well. It's not so much a cutscene as it is a little snippet of dialogue, but if you're that into it, then yeah, I guess I can watch it, novel lady. Let's see. A band of thieves had all once been accomplished artists, only turning to crime out of necessity. They regret their actions, but will have to earn back their place in society. Accept their thieves' repentance, or leave them with their regrets. Okay, for this one we get lots of culture. For this one we get about half the amount of culture. Right now, we're not particularly close. Yeah, this is what we mainly use happiness for, to get government policies. We can't really enact things unless people are satisfied. So, and that's really far away, 60 turns. So we're gonna do this. Accept the thieves' repentance. And that'll give us a big boost to culture. Ooh, and this is pretty good. Ah, this navigable river leads to a lake. That might be nice to have access to. And for now, we can grow the city. Our city has received enough population that we can expand. I think our best move is to start expanding towards these resources since they're so close to each other. I'll get the ivory and the pearls later and the salt much later. So let's grab this navigable river fishing tile first, because that will now push out our borders. Hopefully next turn we can grab the horses. Many are wary of the reformed criminals, but the artists hope to win back their hearts. Do your best to earn forgiveness. Oh, and there's some incense down the south. Okay. Let's see if I got that good ability. Lots of resources here, and now we're going to hit a button called Search. We're going to see much further than we normally would. Yep, I think I picked up the good item. Okay, this is a good lake and a good spot. I see 1, 2, 3 more little interesting spots over there. And a good navigable river tile down there. Hopefully you guys will forgive me for all these flublubs. Alright. There's not much to do right now, so I'm going to have this guy beat feet over here while we're waiting for our second scout to come out.
I protect thee with this flame, and I drive away the foe and the sand from thy feet.
The Book of the Dead of Egypt, I believe. Alright. That got us in here. Now, in ordinary civilization games, there is simply the one civic tree. Every civilization has access to it, and they all earn different bonuses from it. But what makes Civilization 7 different is each civilization has its own specialized, unique civic tree that we can research. So these ones, Exertis Romanus, Civis Romanus. Only Rome can learn these, and I'm the only Rome here. Those are a bit longer to research, so for now, I'm going to research one of these guys. Discipline and Mysticism. We're going to rush Mysticism, because that gives us access to a Pantheon. And Pantheons, if you don't grab them soon enough, are going to get snatched up by other guys who are a bit faster than you. And now we can access a government. We got to choose how we run ourselves. We have three choices: a classical republic, a despot, or ruled by oligarchs. For those who don't know, oligarchy is ruled by the rich and powerful. If you are landed, if you have lots of money to spend, you are in government. If you're poorer than a church mouse, your say doesn't count for much. Despotism. My definition of this could be a bit wrong, but I'm pretty sure this basically just means rule of one for the sake of one. A typical tyrant. And lastly, the classical republic. People are voted into the government and they represent people for their sakes. Ordinarily, I might have picked just what would be a good bonus here. Oligarchy wouldn't be too bad because it gives food bonuses and building bonuses, which I usually like to use. However, I like to imagine that this is a real world that somebody's actually having to live in, so I'm going to go with the classical republic. And now we can unlock some social policies, which is like enacting laws in the real world, but in here it's just for bonuses. Charismatic leader or tool making. I'm not too worried. Actually, no, I am a little bit worried. You know what? No, I would have said normally I would have gone for charismatic leader to rush my social research to get to mysticism, so I can get a pantheon sooner. However, production is almost always good, so we'll go with tool making for now. Once we get a bit more happiness going and unlock more celebrations, we'll be able to unlock more stuff. So let's keep it going. And unfortunately, our river has flooded. That's no bueno. But thankfully, it didn't destroy our fishing boats, so we will live. Keep it going, please. Oh, and we have discovered there is someone else out here among us. Tep Village. And they are friendly. That's good, because sometimes these folks are not friendly out here. Gotta keep rushing, otherwise someone else is going to take this, I think. Okay, I think we'll be able to get it unless someone just comes out of the darkness and snatches it away from me. Alright. There we go. Builders have raised a monolith, effortlessly and with few tools. The artisans back home will want to know of these novel techniques. We can either learn the builder's techniques, or refer production and culture to Rome, or study the builder's tools with science to Roma. Yes, Among Us. Very cute. Alright, culture or production. I think I'll go with learn the builder's techniques. Alright, that's one down. Now we have another scout we can bring out. I will have him go over here. I'll probably grab this guy over here as soon as he's done. And now we're producing warriors. Alright. And as you can see, there are two little circles over here. Let me explain them. This circle over here will tell you what your city is using its production to build. In this case, we're building warriors. Which reminds me... should I want to... we'll do that later. This is what we're producing. We have 4 turns to produce it, and we'll produce a warrior. Over here is our population. Right now we have a population of 3, and it will take 12 turns to produce another population, which we can plop down somewhere on the map to add stuff. Right now we got an extra population, so we're going to put it somewhere to put them to use. Right now we have 1 on the palace, 1 on this fishing boat, and now we're going to put another one down. I would like to put that one down right here on this horse to give cavalry units +1 combat strength and additional +1 against infantry. Now we've got access to horses. And after that, we'll get the Cowlin, because that'll give extra food bonuses. Alright. I think this scout hopefully can grab these 2 guys over here. So, we're going to have my scout head to this river tile, move 1, and then we're going to do our big zoomy look around thing. I just want you to go here for now. This guy doesn't have any movement left. Alright. Move one and zoom out. Ah, not great. We have a scout over here from Samarkand village. And this little red border around his name means he is hostile. So if he finds out where our village is, he's going to tell his buddies, bring back them warriors and try and mess us up. And I hope that does not happen, because that would be bad. But for now, it's the early game. He can't do much of anything to us, so we're just going to leave him be.
The caged bird watches butterflies with envy.
Very dramatic pauses. My. Okay, let's see if I could scout over here and grab these interesting sites. Wasn't there? There is a thing right here. I almost forgot. Ooh. Famine has left breeders without sufficient pasture for their animals. Close to desperation, they are willing to part with a few in exchange for a place to graze. Oh, unfortunately, I can't do this. Lose this unit and minus 450 gold. Unfortunately, we found this so early in the game that we don't have 450 gold to spare. So, unfortunately, we'll just have to move on. I'm sorry, fellas. I would have helped you if I could. Alright. And for research, pottery could go. Yeah, we'll do pottery next, since it's just the next thing in line. The next easiest to do. Alright. And now we have a warrior. I'm going to send him down here just to clear up the map a bit. And now we're going to add into the queue some slingers to round out my army. And after that, we can could either do a saw pit or a granary. Okay, what resources do I have around me? I've got pearls, ivory, horses and Kowlin, a farm, a pasture, a plantation. That makes a quarry, I think. That's a pasture. That'll be a camp. I think it'd be better to make a saw pit. And plus, it's a bit faster to do that, so we'll go saw pit. And we can put this building... I'll put it right here. Because once I put down a building, it'll also expand my territory out, like this. But it's a bit down the queue, so not much we can do with it just yet. Let's see. Alright, this scout can go ahead and pick up that little event in a moment. Alright, not much to do. Just keep waiting. Next turn.
The river there is like our veins. The veins of the world.
And we found the Grand Canyon. Very nice. A fierce group of archers lives in these areas, skilled but proud. Their skills would be a powerful addition to the military if they could be convinced. Find common ground or leave the hunters. Ooh, this is a tough choice now. Because I'm looking to get mysticism. I have 5 more turns until I get it. But if I want these archers, not even slingers, archers, I'd have to spend culture to get them. I think it would be worthwhile, just because with money, there's not much I could buy anyway with 75. And the best... I'm still trying to find good pantheons, and I don't think I found any that are really reaching out and grabbing me just yet. So we're going to go with this. Find common ground with the hunters. The bow hunters settled into their barracks. Uneasily at first, but they carouse with the other soldiers in time. All right. And, ooh. Very nice. These little 2 chevrons down there, I think, indicate that they're upgraded archers, which is excellent. I'll have them scout around here for now. And when this guy gets some more movement, I'll have him investigate over here next. Well, that's not great. There's a scout. A hostile scout at that, hogging this tile. Alright, time to grow Roma. We're gonna look for Kowlin. I don't even know what this is in reality, but... well. And yeah, like I said, it was a quarry. Good, 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 good. Next, we've got a scout over here. Let's bring him to this site. Going up the Godavari River. This scout can grab this. Foragers have discovered an unknown type of mushroom, but such morsels warrant caution. They should not be eaten until they are studied. Examine the fungi or test to see if they can be eaten safely. Let's examine them.
All are made of clay.
We will go sailing next, so this is the cheapest one. Next turn. Yep, that's on its way. This guy can hop over here. Now I'll have him hop across the river. Oh, now the greatest move. That's Samarkand. That is our hostile friend over here. Samarkand of the Sogdian people. Yeah, this is the main thing I found that I like to use influence for. Right now, we could either befriend them or incite them to raid. We don't have enough for either of them just yet, but as soon as I can gather some influence, I'll probably try and befriend Samarkand. And, oh, is that hostile too? Yeah, that would be Ofunatu. They are also hostile. Not great, but hopefully the warrior leaves me alone enough for now to just grab these sites. Animals have broken from the confines of a wealthy noble's menagerie and run amok. They are no longer fit for the wilds, but clearly we're not happy. Build the animals a proper home, or let the animals roam. For this one, it's just a little bit of damage to the scout. We can take that. So we'll do this, and we'll build them a proper home. The animals return to a more accommodating shelter, where they can be studied and enjoyed. Nice. Alright. That's all I can do for now. Or not. Check the coastline. I think I'll have this archer come down here to defend against possible scouts from Samarkand. Let's have this warrior come back. We don't need him poking his nose into the hornet's nest. Let's go here to this. And, another hostile settlement. Don't know what I've done to earn so much ire around the world, but, well. Yeah, we're going to go over here and block this scout's way, hopefully, because I don't want him sniffing around Roma's borders. Some archers have managed to survive a conflict that bore no victor. They no longer have a flag, but this is the only life they know. Recruit the archers, or let them find their own way. Personally, I'd probably recruit the archers just so they don't turn to a life of banditry. That will enact a heavy toll since we only have 96 gold, but it is what it is. Having a good army is never a bad thing. The archers check the condition of their bows, preparing them for the next battle. And that's a warrior come to probably move me. We'll have this warrior build some fortifications. He'll stay there. And this scout can start moving on. These are good lands. But for now, I can't occupy much of it. The main way you expand in this game is to build a settler, like our founder over here who made Roma, Well, actually, ooh, I just realized something. I don't need the slingers anymore since I have 2 archers. So I'll get rid of those guys, and we'll start on our saw pit over here. But anyway, that is done. Once I get a settler, I'll probably plant him over here since he has access to this lake, and any ships he builds will go down the Ofanto River past Rome and into the ocean. Plus, he has access to a wealth of resources over here. So, that's for the future, but this is now the present. I would like to go over here, ideally try and grab that from Schengel. This archer... Let's try and get him on the ivory and see what's going on over there. This guy can pop over there across Laurentia Lake. No, Laurentia is the continent name. Oh. Somebody is sniffing too close. That scout can probably grab... Oh, goodness. That scout can probably grab that. So let's see if we can grab these guys across the mountain. Be nice to have the Grand Canyon, but I don't think I can grab it. It's really far away from my capital. So, let's grab this. Hunters have perfected a recipe for curing meat so it does not spoil. Perfect for travelers enduring prolonged journeys. We can study the curing process or enjoy the food. So I can either get a quick boost to my population, or I could get a research boost. First, let's put this archer on the right path, and then I'll study the curing process.
The fair breeze blew, the white foam flew, the furrow followed free. We were the first that ever burst into that silent sea.
There you go. Alright. Now we can either go into writing, irrigation, or masonry. So the main idea is we can either boost our culture by building buildings, boost our science by building buildings, or boost our food yield. We're not really suffering from any deficiency of those just yet. I think I'll go with masonry for now, because it'll allow us to build some walls around our cities. Alright. And yeah, the warrior has noticed us. Not great. If I can just avoid the warrior for another turn or two, I'll probably have my scout up there heal up. Let's see. Scout's still there. This warrior can go join his friend over there, so we can assert our presence over this region. Let's see if we got... not yet. I'll see if I can't build some galleys. We want to be able to build a settler soon. That'll allow us to expand our borders and get access to more resources. But unfortunately, we don't have access to that just yet.
There is another world, but it is in this one.
Okay, next. Don't think I need a legatus just yet. I'll go with this one. And now we can choose a pantheon. Grayed out ones mean I can't pick this just yet. No, can't pick it, period. Another civilization already worships this pantheon. Let's see. And all these relate to the altar. It's a building I'm going to have to build if I want these effects. So, there's influence, adjacency for mountains. I have no mountains, so that's not going to be good for us. Quarters, which is just where we put our buildings, like here. Healing, extra food, extra money on camps and woodcutters. Forge might be nice. I like building buildings. On fishing boats. God of the Sun is just good stuff all around. God of War. Wisdom. Can't pick Monument to the Gods. I really don't like how the AI will just snatch up all the good stuff. By the way, here's a thing we can do. Just want to do this real quick. The main way we win the game and get good bonuses is by achieving certain victories. This menu here will tell us what the victories are. There's Culture, which tasks us with building 7 world wonders in my empire. Military. Have 12 towns or cities in my empire. Conquered settlements count as 2. Science. Display 10 codices in your empire, which are just like textbooks. And Economic. Assign 20 resources to your settlements. I find Economic is usually pretty easy. Culture is tough, because nearly every single other civilization out there is competing with you pretty hard to get the world wonders. Military can be easy, especially if you're actually conquering cities. And science is just, you gotta go down the science tree and grab stuff. But for now, I think I've decided I'll go with God of the Forge. I've always felt a certain kinship with Hephaestus and Vulcan. Alright. I don't know if he's coming to chase me or not. I'll try and head to this tile to heal up. I might have to lose access to this one, though. Oh, we've met Frederick Oblique. Yeah, certain leaders in this game have different personalities, which give them different boosts. Frederick de Grossa is one of them. But for now, let's hit this button. Yeah, his city is over here. And he's a bit closer to the Grand Canyon than I am, so he might be getting it. But for now, let's go say hi to Frederick.
Friedrich II. Hoch erfreut, euch kennenzulernen. Ich bin ein Engel im Salon, aber ein Teufel auf dem Schlachtfeld.
Alright. And the next thing we gotta do is greet him. Are we gonna be extra nice? Are we gonna be neutral or hostile? Personally, I like saving my influence to greet the city-states, the independent powers, and get them on my side. So I like to offer neutral greetings. There we are. And if I was interested, there are other things I can do with him. I can get an open border treaty. I can do some endeavors boosting our science, sending him money if we were allies, having a local festival for happiness and a little bit of influence maybe. We can reconcile and other such things. But for now, Frederick is of no use to me. So let's just move on. Okay. We'll put this archer here. Keep an eye out for scouts. There might be something over here I'll have to check out a bit later. Actually, let's do this. You will move down and take his encampment. And we'll have the other guy explore that area just to make sure there's no settlements there. Alright, looks like Frederick wants to talk to us. Sharing military aid. I'm not in a war right now, so I'm not entirely needing this. So we're just going to accept. We'll get 2 gold, and he gets 2 combat strength. You can have fun with that. Alright. And I'm surprised this is so close to his borders, and yet he hasn't even grabbed it. Maybe because these cliffs here are locking him off from grabbing it. One of the things I love about this game is that they've revamped the art style to be just so gorgeous. Like, they didn't have even, like, cliffs before this. It was just hills upon hills upon hills. But now they've got elevations to it. It's awesome. So, next, we'll have this archer stand guard here. This guy's almost ready to take over his post. Yeah, I don't... Let's do this real quick. Then we'll heal up. Because, yeah. Warrior's gone home for the most part. Unless he hops into the Godavari River. The Godavari? Oh, yeah. Huh. It starts over here and ends up over here spilling into the ocean. Let's need a burrito. For now, let's see. I've got these 2 resources, and that's good and all, but now I want to go for these next. Alright, we're going to put a fishing boat right here, so now that the ivory is within our borders, and the pearls will be next. So next time Rome's populations increase, we can get that. Ooh, and it's here! We are going to get these galleys out of the way, put a settler in the queue. Altar wouldn't be nice. Wouldn't be too bad, rather. We can put it here. That'll be for later, though. Then after that, we can build 2 galleys. Next. Research. No. I just need like 2 or 3 more turns, and I can start getting independent powers on my side. Thank you for offering, brother, but I am not interested. Alright, he's not coming at us, so we'll heal. Alright, you can go check out this tile. You can go sit in that tile. And, oh, artisans have refined a technique for making glass, pouring molten sand into unique clay molds. The dust of the earth is cooked into captivating charms. Now I can either learn the glassmaker's techniques for more production and closer celebrations in Rome, or package the goods for market. Let's see. How close am I to a celebration? I'm actually rather close. So I'll learn their techniques. And we continue on. And now we can choose a celebration. We love the assembly day. Now, what we can do is we can pick one of 2 bonuses. We can either give ourselves some culture or get ourselves boosted production towards wonders. I only have 1 city that's not producing a wonder, so we're not going to go for this. We're going to get some more culture going. And after that, we can boost this. We're going to enact Charismatic Leader. Give Benjamin Franklin some Riz. Alright, we'll go here, and we'll try and grab this little boosty here. And you can just sit and relax. Thankfully, no extra settlements over here. Superb. And we've met another civilization. This is Napoleon with his emperor persona, who's leading the nation of Egypt. One should also be said Frederick is leading Aksum, which I believe is an African civilization. For now, let's talk to Napoleon.
Je suis Napoléon, sur cette terre pour déterminer le sort du monde.
Interesting. Again, I want this influence for talking to the independent powers. So, we're doing neutral greeting. Alright. Not much else I want to do with him. Alright, let's have this guy go over here. He can defend. These 2 can defend our north and west. These 2 can defend our south. For now, it's just a waiting game until we get our settler. And that's not great. That is a warrior denying us access. Ah, that'd be why. The Seleucia warriors are denying us access to this ruin. That's not great. I would have liked to get it, but I'll see if I can't just finagle them a bit. Especially before Napoleon gets it. And of course they're blocking it. I, for now, am just gonna hit this button. And now let's see what happens. And Seleucia is chasing them off, which means, yeah, we get it. Manuscripts have been recovered from a collapsed archive, but the Ravagers of Time have left their secrets unintelligible. So this will mean we have to spend 3 turns of production to get a boost to the earliest available technology, or sell them. I'm personally not a fan of selling artifacts and old things like that, so let's do this. It's going to hurt us hard since we're building a settler right here, but it is what it is. And looks like I need this warrior to go mess up the scout right here because he has found some state secrets, which is not great. So, do this.
He was the first to construct a wall 80 miles in length, which was to separate the barbarians from the Romans.
We have to build a wall. Not always. There we go, we got our boost. And can I still grab that? Let's see. We're gonna trace the river down and see if we can't cross it on the other side of Shengal. My scout was attacked by Seleucia. Yeah, naturally we're kind of on their doorstep, and they don't like that, so... Let's back up. We'll go for Masonry 2, since that's the earliest available technology. And this scout will keep tracing the Godavari River down past Shengal. No, there's a mountain in our way here. So, ooh, actually... No decisions. I think our best choice is to take the Godavari River down here, and either go east to Shengal or west toward Frederick. For now, let's get this warrior over here.
There is another world, but it is in this one.
Okay. Gonna choose a civic next. And now we're gonna get our legatus. Our Roman commander. And yeah, Seleucia is extra upset that we were on their borders, so we just hop up the Damas River and keep it going. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and canoe up the river. For those who don't know, this is another new addition to Civilization games, is the navigable river system. Before, rivers were just all the same length, they did all the same thing. But now we have navigable rivers that we can just sail up and down and do stuff with. It's very nice. I literally cannot go back to the old games because of stuff like this. Oh, and I just realized I forgot to try and befriend the city-states, the independent powers. So we can either go with Ofunata. Can you tell I'm not a very worldly person? Ofunato or Samarkand. Samarkand could be a problem, especially if they start building galleys and putting them out into the ocean. So we're going to start with Samarkand. Samarkand. And we continue on. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, our scout is taking a massive beating. So we're probably going to go south and east and away from Ofunata and Seleucia and pray there's nothing in this fog of war. So, let's keep her going. Thought I saw a hostile scout here a minute ago. Might have even been this guy, but oh well. Keep her going. Not much going on my end, so let me ask you guys. How's your guys' day been going, chat? Having a good one? Been stressful at all? Oh, that's not great. That is a third hostile independent power with a warrior staring right at me. So, we're just going to go ahead and avoid that guy like the plague and do our best. Alright, let's try and grab this little... What is this? A tent camp. Because they're not all ruins, obviously. Let's just explore up here a bit more. There's our bugger. Little stinker. Ooh, and that's a lot of resources. Nice. And we've got our production back, so we're doing pretty well here, I must say. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything over here. I don't know if Shalmaran will be chasing us further than that, but let's pray not. Artisans set up a commune along a busy road. Some wield hammers, other brushes. Trades passed on to them, which they will pass on in turn. What makes this my comfort play? When I'm having a rough day, or I just need to relax, or I just want to turn my brain off, I play something like this. Some folks read a book, take a walk. there's a lot of things people do to make things their comfort. For me, it's like, I like this. I like strategy games like Civilization. Because you can build up a city, feed people, make things good. Like, to get off into a tangent a little bit, like, most boys, when they want to get praised, they break things. They want to be strong, powerful, angry. I don't like that. I want to be a builder. Not literally in the literalist sense. My body ain't made for building. I want to like build up something nice. People can use. People can be happy with. That's why I play this game. There are the options for declaring war, dropping bombs, burning cities to the ground, and reducing them to ash. I prefer the idea of just like making places full of learning, of culture, a place people don't have to starve to death in. To me, it's relaxing. Most folks would pick something like Call of Duty, a shooting game, things like that to turn their brains off and relax to. I like Civ. I like to turn my brain off and relax to this. But anyway, to this decision. I can either hire these artisans or have the artisans teach their skills. This is going to be production and happiness or culture. How close am I to a celebration? 6 turns. Let's do this. We'll hire them. It's always best to give people a job. Alright. I don't see anybody coming from Shangla here. And who is this again? This is Samarkand. Yeah, we're gonna send these guys up to the north to take care of this dude. Because I don't want hostile scouts knowing where my good stuff is. Okay. I should put it here. Yeah. Again, for those of you guys who don't know, this is now a settler view screen. The blue tiles show like good spots to put my settler to put a city on because it's got access to water. The red tiles put on places I cannot put it, I believe. I can't put it here because it's too close to Samarkand. And I could put it on the yellow ones, but it's got no access to water, so it's not the greatest. So for now, I'll try and put it, I think, like right here, since it's on the lake and in between 2 smaller rivers. So my settler can walk over there and do that. And let's check our queue. The altar will get built. We've got 2 galleys on the way. Bersa is a world wonder I could build. Trade routes in the settlement cannot be plundered. All tiles in the city that are adjacent to a coast and eligible for walls receive a wall. That might be good, but that's got a lot of production associated with it, and I'm not going to do that just yet. I will build up a monument somewhere. We can put that monument over here. And we can continue on. Yeah, and our settler, our scout here is getting a bit wily, trying to do a little game of tag. Yeah, no, let's get rid of you, buddy. Alright. Let's just, one more time, check. No one's around. Alright, next time we'll have that guy heal himself up. Let's head to this tile. And we can allow our guy to grab that little goodie hut. Now I have to pray that neither Ofunatu, nor Shamron, nor Seleucia decide to send a warrior out here and check what's going on. I don't even see where he went. There he is. What's going on, buddy? What's going on? Alright, growing the city. Alright. Personally, myself, I don't like the idea of an ivory trade. Especially when I have to click the button and make it happen myself. I'd like to imagine that they're being mindful to not destroy the elephant population, not being too cruel about it, not being too greedy about it. But at the end of the day, it's just a game and I'm just pressing buttons, so here we go. Let's see. Archer. Alright. Now this guy can go over here, and we'll have the archer come down in a minute or two. Cyclical in nature. A battlefield nourishes the soil of iron. Deep within the layers of earth, life begins anew. Remnants of the human cost of war feed into an endless cycle of loss and revival. And they gave us a little bit of money. Interesting that we just killed a dude and we got money for it, but oh well. Alright, our settler's ready to go. Now let's see what city name we get here. Batavium. Nice. We're gonna have our warrior just... Actually, we can have our warrior probably go to this river and have the archer defend Batavium itself. And what resource do I want it to work? We have cotton, food and production, or dates. I have personally never had dates. I don't know if they're very good or not. Have you guys have dates? Like, not dates. Like going on a date with somebody. Like, I don't know if dates are any good. For now, I think... Actually, yeah, getting dates would probably be the best idea. Because that will expand my borders in this direction. And that will put the cotton and eventually the camels within my borders. I'll worry about this cotton and that incense later. So for now, let's get a date. Alright, and this is our resource screen. Certain things that we build up and then we have access to go in here. These guys just go through the whole empire, so... No, they're sweet? Oh, you know, didn't know that. I figured they'd be kind of like savory salty, but learn something new every day. So, both Rome and Batavium have access to horses and ivory things, but only Rome has access to the Kaolin. I could move, actually I am going to, move the dates to Rome. Because, as the saying goes, all roads lead to Rome. And you'll notice that only Rome has a production queue right now. Batavium is what's called a town. They're not, in the government sense, they're not like a big city. I can't put anything in production queues. However, you'll notice there's a little gold cost next to each of these buildings. I could buy them with gold, but I don't have enough money for much of it anyway. And right now, this early in the game, it doesn't really make much sense to do that. So we just keep going. And this scout has run into a warrior. Let's go this way and try and juke him around these cliffs. Because I'm sure the warrior's going to go this way. I'll try and head into the woods here a little bit, I think. And hopefully out-movement him towards these campfire. Okay. Towards that campfire. Alright. This archer can go back to Roma. This warrior can check this stuff out over here. Then eventually head to the hills to guard against foreign invaders. Alright, no, he's backing up, actually. So let's take the long way around. We'll sit on the wine. Alright. Chill here. And now, warrior, go here.
He was the first to construct
Hold on
a wall, 80 miles in length, which was to separate the barbarians from the Romans.
Okay, I just heard the bell tolls for the sound. What happened? My scout was destroyed? Oh. Yeah, unfortunately for me, Seleucia found out I was hiding over here, and they took out my scout. That stinks, but it is what it is. And, they're coming for me here. They don't want me finding out what's in the campfire, for whatever sodding reason, which stinks, but it is what it is. Gotta move on. Alright, we can either go with writing or irrigation. I don't like the idea of illiterate folk, so we're gonna go with writing. We're gonna send this warrior up here, and in fact, I'm gonna send my... No, we're not gonna send the archer. Actually, you know, yeah, we're gonna send the archer We're gonna send this guy to Patavium to guard. Move on. Scout was attacked. Oh my god. Okay. They are not happy with me in any sense. Wow. Wowie, wowie, wee wah. Okay. That's not great.
Do nothing which is of no use.
Why do I feel judged by that quote? Alright, but this is not bad. We've got a Legatus now. We're going to send Legatus to the borders of Patavium to try and deal with these independent hostile settlements. The Scout will send to the borders of Patavium to heal up. And we'll send our guy here, to see if we can't goad them into a fight. And now, we can go for level 2 of Discipline. Let's keep her going. This warrior can probably head to the elephants to try and deal with these independent powers. So we've goaded one into a fight. We can try and deal with this warrior from Shengal. How's Samarkand doing? Yeah, down here you'll notice we're trying to befriend them. We hit this little thing up here. We spent some influence to try and befriend them. But it's going to take at least 11 turns for them to be friendly and not hostile. So we'll let that run its course and just keep going. Alright, Patavium gets to grow. Let's grab the cotton. And we can also send that to Rome. Better food, better production. The altar's almost done. Alright, the archer can chill. The legatus can get moving. The scout can start healing. Yeah, units can normally heal anywhere they like, but they heal the best whenever they're within your own borders. Alright, and we've got a warrior saddling up to us. Let's have an archer just open fire. Excellent. Fortifications are complete, so they can throw themselves against these walls. Let's hit them one more time. Unfortunately, this warrior cannot get the slingers this turn, but let's move up to intimidate. Alright. Looks like the altar is finished. You can see it right there. Again, one of the additions that they did for Civilization 7 is that they gave each of these civilizations, Rome, China, the Mings, the Mississippians, they give them all their own unique architectural style. So you'll notice the Romans have these, tiled roofs, slick white walls, things like that, which make them distinctly Roman, Mediterranean kind of style. Whereas if you look at another civilization like, let's take one of the independent powers, like Seleucia, they have also an independent, they have a Mediterranean style too. Let me check the others. Shomran. Yeah, theirs is a little bit different. More of, let's see, of the Israelites. So they're more Middle Eastern kind of style. Let's check Ofunatu. These guys are Jomon. So are these like early Japanese, early Korean? If there are any history majors in chat, I'll gladly take your advice. I don't know who the Jomons are. I'm assuming based on the long silk dresses, hair ornaments, and the statue of the Buddha, I'm assuming they're Asian, at least. Though I don't want to be called racist and have that assumption taken out of context, but whatever. Okay, a warrior was attacked, but that's fine. I don't think our legatus is going to get there in time to gab any experience, but oh well. Alright, we just keep on chucking along. Gonna get a big old stretch here. if you guys have been sitting down for a good long while, I would recommend you stretch too. It's not good for the body to be sitting still and doing nothing for long periods of time. So make sure to activate your muscles every now and again. Alright. Especially for me, the neck muscles, I don't move my head too much. You might notice since I keep my model fairly still. But my neck can usually get a bit stiff, so I gotta stretch it every now and again. Alright. We've asserted our dominance over Shengo here. We're gonna move our warrior back to heal. We're gonna move our warrior over here. The archer can stay. And the legatus can stand on top of him to help reinforce him. Not much to do. What is there to yap about? I honestly don't even know. Like I told you guys before in the beginning of the stream, I'm still getting used to this. I'm still trying to get my feet planted, figure out what I like to do, what you guys like to see. So, we're gonna have this legatus playing his feet there. You can go there. You can head to the camels. This scout, finally, can hopefully check out what's over there. That'd be very nice. And we have a galley. We can finally sail the seas. Didn't I have another galley here? Could have sworn I had another galley. Whatever. We'll put this back. And keep her chucking along. Watching any good movies lately?
Do nothing which is of no use.
Nah, I haven't been to the movie theater too that much lately. I think the last time I went to a movie theater was for Transformers 1. Which I really liked. It was really, really good. Like, I hadn't seen any Transformers media in, like, forever since I was a kid. But it was really, really good. Hold on. I got something to talk about all of a sudden. We have a conflict brewing. Someone might have bribed Samarkand to send warriors our way. So we are just going to go ahead and try and defend against that really quickly. But while that's happening, let's see what we can do over here and research. We have Civis Romanus and Exercitus Romanus. Gives happiness, gives gold, basilica. Let's go with Exercitus Romanus. Cotton can go to Roma again. And let's just give Samarkand some good punishment. We're not going to need to give them too much punishment, thankfully, since, as you can see down here, they're going to be a little bit friendlier in 3 turns for no reason, but whatever. Yeah, unfortunately, they are in our borders now. That's not great. Yeah, you can go ahead and do this. You're going to stand here. And this guy, I pray, doesn't have to do anything since he's very damaged, but whatevs. Yeah, unfortunately, Samarkand is stepping on our borders in Batavium. Hopefully not going to do too much. If I'm lucky, I might be able to send this galley up this river, up the Tiber, and might have enough range to hit these warriors over here. Let's see if that will work. Did I have another archer around here somewhere? Okay, he's coming. Alright, let's see what happens. What on earth are these guys doing? Like, normally in a proper battle, they'd be attacking my warrior right now. Maybe they're waiting for this guy to show up. Come on. Man, there's a lot of rough terrain here. Let's hit this guy. Okay, we're gonna just back up over here. We can cover our wounded guy over here, but this way it makes them go more in this direction and towards our Legatus. The Legatus will hopefully have enough influence to keep our guys safer and get those guys hit harder. Ooh. I could do something very interesting. This little button here would disperse an independent power, meaning Samarkand's settlement just gets burned to the ground. If I hadn't invested some influence in them, I might have done that. Unfortunately, they're going to get friendly in about next turn, so I'm not going to do that. Would have been fun to do that, but I'm not going to. I think I'll put some points into Ofunatu and have them be a little less angy. Oh well. Alright. Next turn, let's see what happens. A hunter has crafted an ingenious new portable trap. Techniques this elegant are sure to spread fast. Should we set traps or impose hunting regulations? This will get me science and food to roam. But the other option will get me some culture. Chat, do you have any preferences? I could regulate hunting, or we can just start right now. I'm good either way. Rome will get some more... Actually, it'll be able to... We'll expand a bit quicker, and we'll probably grab... Or at least get closer to grabbing another resource in a minute. Or we can get closer to getting exercise... If there are any Latin speakers in chat, I will gladly accept their pronunciation for Exercitus Romanus, or whatever the saw this is. I guess... It looks like chat doesn't really have any preferences, so... I guess... I'll go with set traps.
The spoken word conquers all thought, but the written word commands it.
Okay, that sounds about right. Excellent. The Witch of Thessaly. Chat's about 10 seconds behind. Okay. I'll probably take a look at the settings after, but I know most chats have a bit of a delay to them. That's fine. A famous young poet composes a work about Roman history and pens a gory chapter about a necromantic witch. Some say such unholy topics are outside the bounds of taste, although his peers argue such details add thrills to the narrative. Alright, I do have an author in my family, and I know that she likes to write stuff. So more gore would give us happiness. Toning it down would add culture. Let me see how close we are to another celebration. Getting very close. I think I'll give it about 10 seconds and I'll ask chat. Chat, do you want to add more gore? Like, not even just accepting the gore, adding more gore to novels? Or should this author tone it down? Guys, about 10 seconds. I'll get up and stretch and you guys can answer in that time. BRB. Alright, I've returned. Gore. Vox Populi. Alright. Yeah, we can add some more gore then. Give the people what they want. Benjamin Franklin Printer, yeah. Some of our leaders, I think most of the leaders have some unique quests that they can do. And this one is for Benjamin Franklin. The library is stocked, and all citizens may read what they like. Well, to a point. Franklin has carefully curated what is available to match what his people need. We can either add works that discuss nature and its uses, works of great speeches by forward thinkers, or works by donors. So just take straight money. Great speeches would give us culture. I think I'm building a monument, aren't I? Yeah, we'll do the one for famous forward thinkers. Just because this one requires me to build a monument, and I'm already in the process of building a monument. So we'll go with that. For our next research, we can either go with writing. Yeah. One of the victories requires me to add codexes to my empire. And I think the main way, I'm not entirely sure if it's the only way, but the main way is you go down the research tree and get them. So we're going to go with writing. And we can see what codexes we have here. As you can see, we have zippity-doo-dah. So there's that. And we just continue on. I think next turn, Samarkand's going to calm itself down. Yup. As you can very, very easily notice, their borders went from hostile, spilling your blood red to white. So Samarkand's cooled its jets, and they're not going to pillage our population right now, which is good. So now we just got to worry about, what was it? Shengal and Ofunatu. And to a lesser extent, Seleucia over there. For now, our army is a bit beat up. One of the things we can also do is that commanders are really good at is they can add units to themselves. You know how, like, in times of war, especially like during the Revolutionary War, Carthaginian War, in between, things like that, commanders have their armies march. It didn't make much sense in previous games to have them all march, all willy-nilly, all over this board. So what the developers have done is, now you can take your units, add them to the commander. As you can see, I've got an archer right here. So now the commander is the only unit on the board, but when you're ready, you can pop them all out and have them do what they need to do. So we're going to add the 2 archers who are healed up to the Legatus's command. And then after they're done healing up, we can have the warriors join as well. So I think we'll add another city up here somewhere too to get the salt, the iron, the jade, and the hides. 3, 2. The furthest a city can stretch and expand its borders is 3 tiles. So eventually, very eventually in the future, Roma could get this jade and this salt. So I don't know if I want to put a city here to be on the coast and get these guys, or up here. It'd be a bit further, but would have more room to grow away from Roma. I'll probably put it around here-ish somewhere. It doesn't need to be on the coast. For now, I want to get these pearls. I've already got the kaolin, the horses, and the ivory. So we will go right here. And a celebration's upon us. I don't know if there's any... Yeah, there's no wonders worth building since someone took Barca, looks like. Don't even know if that's in my thing. You know, it's not in my information queue. So we can go ahead and get more culture for now. And for this, we can either have more gold or more food. Let's get more food so we can grow a bit better. I've got a good bit of gold right now, and I could actually start buying stuff if I wanted to. But for now, it's not important to me. Yeah, a monument will go there, and a library can go there too. Yeah, you can heal up as well. You guys are both healing up. And now we can send our galley to explore the world. There is a small part of this river that's navigable. This is the Moise River, or however you pronounced Meuse. I don't know myself. I don't even know what language, culture, stuff that's from. For now, I want this scout to explore some more. The map is very dotty down there. Might be more civs down that way. Let's cross the river and explore more in that direction. Alright, our warriors are healed up, and we can put them inside the Legatus. And the Legatus doesn't really need to go too far, I don't think. Samarkand's no longer a threat. Let's put him in these woods. Or maybe closer to Ofanadu, just to make sure they're not causing any trouble. I think it'd be better to secure our borders than not, so we'll put another settler in the queue. And here's another galley. We'll send the galley to explore more to the north. This galley can go to the south and see what else there is around the world. We will just put them on a long magical journey in that direction, because otherwise I'm going to be just clicking on it forever and ever and ever and ever, which isn't my favorite. To the south you go. Next, let's move you up a bit more to Ofunadu. You know, I just realized that I've been talking about how this game is very good for brain-turny, offy, and all that good stuff, but I haven't been really talking too much during it, so I think I'll find something to talk about really quick. We were talking about movies before and anything that we've seen that's good. I saw Transformers 1. That was the last time I've been to a theater that I can think of. Navajo Ripper, that's nice. Beyond that, I think I saw Dune Part 1 and Part 2, which I kind of enjoyed. I read the books back in, like, before the COVID times, and I really liked it. It was just like very politicky Game of Thrones sort of stuff, which was very enjoyable, but it also had a lot of ecological information. Like Frank Herbert did a lot of rest in peace, I believe. Is he deceased? Let me check actually. Frank Herbert. Yeah, he passed away in February 11th, 1986. 1886. That would be a different kind of novel, I think he would have been writing about, like... Oh, Shangles here. Alright, now here's one of the things we can do with our Great General. We can... You see this green area here? If I click on one of these tiles, I will pop out all these units, the warriors and the archers, and they'll go in a particular direction. If I click here, which I'm going to do, it'll put, I'm assuming, all 4 of my units in a, I'm assuming, random order on 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles. So, here we go. Oh, some of these guys weren't done healing. Oh, well, it's fine. Alright, we'll deal with Shengal and their aggressive slinger in a minute. Ah, this is good. Alright, we can now expand out and get some camels. The good thing about camels is that they increase the amount of resources a city can take. Pardon. So we're going to move the cotton back to Batavium for a minute. Put the camels in Roma. Then put the cotton back in Roma. So now we can double up. Right. And back to what I was saying about Dune. When I saw it, it felt like very, very Star Wars-y. Which I feel like is an unfair comparison to give to any science fiction movie. Because that's basically just saying, well, like, well, here's this thing that did this thing before you, so clearly, you know, it's better than you. Which isn't really fair of a comparison. Like, hold on really quick. Just killing some units. It's not really very fair. Like, Star Wars did its own thing. That's good and all. It's an excellent science fiction adventure story. but not everything is very well explained. Like, if you're very, like, nitpicky and detail-oriented, you could talk about, like, you could be curious about, like, what kind of species is Yoda? Like, why is there this small, wrinkled, old, green species that talks in very weird voices? Talk like this, I do. Like, what's the deal with that? Like, I know they're just doing it for, like, adventure reasons and stuff, but, like, I don't know. But the reasons I like Dune is just because they get into the nitty-gritty details. They do care about stuff like that. Sorry, I skipped over that just now. Like, not all stories have to get into the details about why is this, why is that, why is anything. But Dune does. That's why I like it a bunch. Okay, going for irrigation next. And it did help a bit that I was reading or Jar Jar Binks. I mean, I feel like with the prequels, they did try and get into the details a bit more. Because, well, they didn't explore it all that much. They touched on it because...
It is easier to find men who will volunteer to die than to find those who are willing to endure pain with patience.
Pardon me, just having a little sip of water there. Yeah, I mean, with Jar Jar Binks, like, on paper, you can tell he's just the comedic character. He is funny man with funny accent. Nowadays, well, maybe like a couple years ago, before the current administration, but nowadays, I don't think you could really, like, make a story with, like, a character like that, but the people look at one another and ask, who are we? Their cultural heritage deepens. No clue why. Oh, yeah. Because of this one, I think. So that will give me an attribute point. Another thing that this game does that's a bit different from older games is that you can level up your leader. They all get these same trees here with different things you can do. And you give them certain upgrades to it. I just earned a cultural upgrade point, and that can be put into this tree. Starting here. +1 culture per age on the palace and city halls. That will give us a little bit of a boost on culture. And let's see here. Inspired by speeches from Franklin's library, young orators stand before the monument, composing their own addresses and delivering them to captive audiences. Culture boost again. Let's go Civis Romanus so we can start building the forum. Oh, I forget what it was called, actually. It wasn't called just the forum. Alright, our commander has also certain actions it can do. The one I clicked on is Focused Fire. Order all range units within command radius to fire on a specified target. Alright, let's see if we can actually get the archer a bit closer. Yeah, the archer's lost its movement, so it can't really participate in this, but we'll have you do that. You do this. Here we go. And hopefully next turn this guy doesn't die because of some reinforcements over here. We'll be able to get that guy in a minute. Alright, nothing for the Legatus to do. We'll have the scout do this. Oh, that is not great. Okay, for those who don't know, what's happening here in Aksum is that someone, I think, someone hit the incite raid button. Either on Seleucia. Let's see. Are these from Seleucia? They're from Seleucia. That's not great. Even worse, since he's got like 7 turns. This is an interesting situation, actually. Because if Seleucia can take this city in 7 turns, they'll knock Frederick out of the game. And Seleucia will lose all of its, like, affinity towards Frederick. It is possible for the independent powers, such as Seleucia and others, to take out, like, civs like this. It might be a bit tricky, because since Aksum is built at the base of these 3 cliffs, so he has to navigate down properly. But that is incredible. that's mainly the main reason why I'm like hesitant about like hostile scouts being near my borders. Because if I'm not careful, my capital could be under siege like this, and that is a stinker. Oh man, that stinks for him, but that's him, not me, so he can go ahead and suffer. Alright, what's up? Ooh, this is the city-state Anora the Hapura. Fascinating. Can we squeeze past you? No, we cannot squeeze past you. Oh well. Let's see what happens here. Oh, yeah, he's going for my weak guy. That's not great. You do this. And before you die, get back in there. Alright. We are going to move away from that scene of carnage. And we're going to check out this spot. The Anorapara village. No, I'm looking for the river. Yeah, whatevs. Back up to Roma. And who wants to talk? Napoleon wants to do a local festival. I will accept, but I will not support. Just because I want to spend this on the independent. Alright. And we're going to download all our dudes and have them piss off, as it were. Alright. We will move one right here and do our lookout move again. Is that Frederick? So interesting development then. If Frederick's capital, and this is his capital with this little star right here, if this gets taken by Seleucia, I think either it gets burned down, since independent powers can't hold like computer or player cities. He'll still have a city over here, but man, I wouldn't want to be Frederick right now. That stinks. And looks like our galley has made it up here. That is excellent. There's an Endeavor. Samarkand's fruit. Huh. Emissaries from Samarkand have arrived and pronounced that the Roman Empire, not the Roman Empire, that Roman Empire deserves all glory and respect. To honor the friendship between two peoples, they present a generous gift. Alright, and they are a economic place, because you can see over here with the coins, so they're making me, yeah, money. Neato burrito. So, it's a bit like playing chess. It's a little bit. What this would fall under, this whole game, would be tabletop strategy, or like just a strategy game in general. There are other games like Total War, where you're actually navigating a whole like field, sieging castles, taking towns, things like that, and moving pieces around the board. This is kind of similar, but it's turn-based. So, like, each time I'm done doing something, it's next turn, next turn, next turn. Whereas with that, it's real-time strategy. Like, let me provide a more, like, solid, concrete definition for both. This is turn-based strategy. In this, things have a certain amount of turns to be done. Like, you can look over here, this little arrow. That's my movement points. I can only move this guy 2 spaces. 1 space if it's something like rough terrain, like this rough tundra right here. Apparently this area is a bit too rough. It's hard to navigate, so my scout can only go 1 space. Or something like a river. Like, you need to like make a canoe, make a bridge to ford a river. You'll only go like 1 turn. Whereas if you go over here to the cities, it takes turns to make something. Like, my guy is producing a library right now, but he's also produced an altar right here, a saw pit here, and also a monument right there. I can actually press a button and turn my guy around. You can see at this angle a little bit better. This little, like, pillar monument here. We've built all that. But it took turns to do it. Whereas something like real-time strategy, you have to like be up to date. Your muscles have to be moving. You have to be doing stuff. You have to command archers go over here and get into placements. Cavalry has to swing around to the side, and they have to wait for them to actually literally move, get into formation, do this, do that, knock arrows. Like, it's real time, as in you're doing it second to second, stuff like that. So this would be, to answer your question, a novel lady, yeah. This is similar to chess, but not quite the same thing. So now we're going to move this guy over here to explore this city. 4 more turns. Let's see if... It doesn't look like these units are attacking Aksum. Because normally, if there was a siege going on... Also, what are these? Oh, Hawils. Because if they were attacking his city, there'd be damage. There'd be a little health bar over here showing you how much damage you need to inflict to take the city. That's not happened. Which is odd. But, oh well. Anyway, we keep going. And what we can do over here, actually... Never mind, no, we can't. I was going to say we could probably start building Basilica and the Temple of Jupiter, but we can't do that. Because this is Batavium the town, not a city. Which stinks, but... Oh well. And we keep going down. You can even see over here that we got our little mini-map. We're starting to explore to the northwest and to the south to start discovering the edges of our continent. We can now head back over to Roma. Also, how's Aksum? Yeah, they have 9 population, 13 turns till they get another one. So Roma's a bit larger than Aksum in terms of population, but not in terms of, like, outward city growth just yet. You can see. And how's our Legatus doing? Alright, Legatus is doing alright. These guys are a bit wounded, so we're going to need them to heal up. And who did I put? It was not Shengel. Ofunadu? Yeah, I put it in Ofunadu. So in 10 turns, hopefully they'll stop being rude. And another independent power who is hostile. This is another interesting thing called Zone of Control. I haven't actually declared war on them, but hostile powers may as well be at war with me. So you can tell by this little red hexagon around him that I can't move around him. Well, or rather, let me try it again. Zone of Control means that my movement is now slowed. I can only move 1 tile, like, past him. I've already gone into a Zone of Control, so now basically my turn's over. I can't move this guy around him just yet. Let's see if he attacks me. Yeah, he's going to attack me. I am not interested in attacking him, though, so we're just going to keep moving. I would rather explore than declare war, so... It is what it is. Oh, and this is Koloe. Yeah, I guess Frederick's going to be alright. Alright. Looks like we've explored the upper half, the northern half of our continent, so we're going to go down past Aksum, in between Seleucia, and explore more of this area. And I need these settlers to come out hopefully soon. Ugh.
Avoid any specific discussion of public policy at public meetings.
Interesting, Cicero. Okay, heal up. Let's check the tree. Yeah, we've researched Exercitus Romanus and Civis Romanus. That's good. We'll do the mastery stuff later unless there's something interesting. Yeah, another thing this game does is normally you would like research just the one civic: chiefdom, mysticism, public life, and move on. But some of these do have a mastery skill that you can research for other bonuses. Like for Code of Laws, the mastery is, for Code of Laws you would get an oratory civic public thing. You can build Petra if you're fast enough. You can unlock the merchant unit. You get a free merchant unit, and you can also improve trade relations. For mastery of Code of Laws, what you would get instead is ethics for a social policy, the Emile Bell, which is a world wonder, and steal government secrets, which is interesting. For now, we're going to look at what civics are available here and probably pick a cheap one. Exodus Romanus. Yeah, we can probably go with this one. I've got a Legatus, and getting a promotion free is pretty good. So, we are going to go between the borders of Aksum and these mountains. Let's see if I can get an open borders. I can get an open borders. That's excellent. Because ordinarily, you can't move your units through an opposing civilization's borders without a treaty or declaring war on them. And I'm not really interested in declaring war right now, so we'll do that. And, oh no, that's not great. Yeah, they've got a slinger, they've got a ship. I'm going to try and just... this ship is probably dead. So, yeah. I made a bad call here, looks like. What I should have done... I didn't have this information at the time. I didn't know this galley was here. What I probably should have done with the benefit of hindsight now is taken my galley all the way back up to Roma to heal. But unfortunately now, because Achamonia is hostile, they are going to sink this galley, and the exploration to the south is going to be ending. Again, it stinks, but it is what it is. Oh, we're gonna just do something real quick to get rid of that. Look, I can actually buy a settler. Do I want to buy a settler? No, that's a lot of money I'm throwing away for just a settler. Let's see. Temple of Jupiter. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to purchase the Temple of Jupiter and put it right there. And after the settler comes out, we'll put it right there. And our next turn goes. Let's see if the bell will toll. Hold on. Serpents of Libya. The poet's expressive historical work on Roman history now includes a sequence in which an army is graphically murdered by a diverse population of lethal snakes. The public is divided as to whether or not his catalog of serpents is biologically accurate. From what I understand, that's a very accurate criticism of books. Just, you know, like, is this a good book or not? No. Are the snakes very accurate? I'm actually, snakes don't do that. Let's see. We can either preserve the fantasy for culture or commission a snake bestiary. I will be honest with you, chat. Once I get more money, I was considering, like, commissioning an artist to make, like, a snake, like, or, like, reptile-y VTuber model for me. But for now, I would do that because I'm like a really big snake fan. For now, I think we'll commission a snake bestiary because I like snakes. Snakes are cool. Most people don't really like snakes, which, I mean, everyone has their own thing. Everyone has their own things that they like and don't like, but I like snakes. We're going to get a bestiary.
The essence of all beings is the earth. The earth water. The water plants. Plants man. And man speech.
Fascinating. A story to tell. Satisfied at last, the writer sets down their quill. They have spent countless hours writing down words only to scratch them out and rewrite them. All will be worth it if just one reader finds joy in this text. Sounds like a certain person I know. One must write every day to improve, or inspiration only strikes when it wills. This is always a tough choice. This is a quest that comes up frequently in this game. It's always a tough choice for me. Well, for now, it's a tough choice. Normally, I just immediately go for this option because that's a free codex right there. Easy peasy. But I could also go for influence to get another independent power. I think what I'll do is I'll go for the codex because that's true advice. One has to write every day to improve. But this would have been useful for independent powers. My only concern is the age does not last forever. After an age ticks over into a new age, all the independent powers, every single one, just disappears off the map. Just gone. I guess it's kind of like the Bronze Age collapse and things like that, where cities just, everyone moves out of the cities because it's not safe, it's not productive, it's not worth it. But, oh well. And sounds like a brilliant writer. Yeah, I think she's a brilliant writer. I haven't read much of any of her books, though, so I do feel a bit bad about that. We'll go with currency. And we'll keep exploring. So somehow this guy has not killed me. He's probably going to kill me on the next turn, though. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can just whoosh my way back up the coast. Although, yeah. There he goes. Such is life. Oh, I did not know that the smaller rivers could flood. That was just the navigable. Military aid. Yeah, cute. Not interested right now, Frederick, but thank you for the offer. Alright. We are going to bring this guy as far south as south goes. Check out the port of Aksum. Yeah. So yeah, Frederick's going to be fine. So Lucia's calmed down. Alright. Yeah, and the Legatus' units have almost healed up. That's excellent. Such riveting gameplay options as press the button and press the button again. For now, we're going to press the button, TM, and we're going to try and grab some more resources. This will be good, so we can get the incense into our borders. Well, actually, no, we've got options. I'll do this. This way, we've got a farm here. It should be pretty good on the river. And we've got now incense in our borders. Let's see. Alright, looks like there's nobody coming to attack us just yet, which is good. And we'll keep on going. Diplomatic action. Yeah, Frederick, thank you. That's a research project. I'll take it. Why not? Let's see who needs our assistance. The Legatus. Alright, we're going to go build fortifications over there. We're going to push this guy out to the... Oh, no. That's a warrior. Yeah, he's cool with Frederick now, but he's not cool with me, I don't think. Oh, new civilization.
हम अशोक ही संसार के मध्य बिंदु के एगो महान राजा और एगो महान पापी.
Okay. Pleasure to meet you, Ahsoka. Ashoka, world conqueror. I gotta, like, this is another one of the leaders with two personalities. One of them is more militaristic, and the other is more cultural and religious. I do love how deep the purples are and how it matches with the gold. I will admit, it's very gaudy. I was never much a fan of, like, gold inlaid stuff and gold this and gold that, like a certain person we're not going to mention. But I do love how it looks. It's gorgeous. It's very gaudy, very ostentatious, but very gorgeous. Neutral greetings. Salam alaikum. Alright. The galley can keep moving. You can stop right there, because we might need to turn our tuchus around.
It is easier to find men who will volunteer to die than to find those who are willing to endure pain with patience.
I'm gonna go here. And I'm pretty sure you guys can hear it. But one of the other things I do like is the music in this game. Just take a listen. It's pretty good. By the way, if you get a chance, chat, I know that the chat's a bit delayed. It's got the 10-second delay, but if the music's a bit quiet or it's a bit too loud, let me know and I can change it. It's a bit late. We've been going for about 2 hours, but if it's been going a bit too loud, let me know and I can change it. Civis Romanus. That'll do. Yeah, they don't like me, so we're gonna back up, go above these cliffs, and hopefully go to the right. And I think next turn we'll be able to get another independent power on our side. And unfortunately, another galley. Thankfully, it didn't attack us. And we have... Ooh, we are now the suzerain of Samarkand. We've got some options for them. We can either get Tampos, which gives trade route range, free holders, extra money, gemstones, which is always good, production of money, plus on gold for every Mensadi, or the Emporium. Allows the construction of the Emporium. I think for now we're going to go with gemstones. That's not what I was looking for. That is what I was looking for, and it's already there. Alright. We have our settler. It looks like the game is recommending I put my city here. And this does get freshwater access. I want it more up here. Like, with the way the map is laid out right now, I don't know if you can really tell, but Frederick is far to the west. There's no one except independent powers between us. And I have no clue where Napoleon and Ashoka are. They're definitely somewhere to the south, I think. I feel like it's kind of a waste to just expand myself out into, like, well-earned territory, but... You know what, screw it, why not? I'll just settle up here. One of the other things this game has done differently that's different from other civs is that there's now a settlement limit. If you can look up here, yeah, 2 out of 4. -5 in all settlements per happiness for a settlement over the limit to a maximum of -35. So... It doesn't actually pay to go above this limit. In like past Civilization games, like Civilization 6, which I love to death, you could put down as many cities as you liked, and the only limit was how much you were willing to click. Like, I don't like this feature. This feature kind of stinks to me, but I'm trying to adhere to it as best as I can. There's no benefit to going over it, and only detriments. Let's see if this guy's just going to explore too. This guy is part of Naktipunan village. I have not met them. Next turn I should be able to make another civilization, another independent power relax. Yeah, Ofunatu is chillin'. Shengel, let's go for you next. Alright. Now we can add pearls to the Empire, and we've reached a milestone. That is this stuff up here, with the heads with ideas inside them. After you reach a certain amount up these legacy paths, like for this one, it's assigned 20 resources to your settlement. I've assigned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's enough to reach a milestone. That gets me a reward for the next age, the exploration age. I would need 1 more codicy. I would need 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more cities or 2 conquered settlements to get to military. What even is this? Oh. 3 fully packed cavalry armies with siege. All your settlements except your capital. Ooh, that's not great. Yeah, there's also Dark Age things. Dark Age legacies. Like, if you don't do well in a certain area, like in science, you'll get, like, a certain, like, punishment and benefit in the next age. I don't like them, so I don't try and, like, do that too often, but there's a thing you can do. And actually, now that Ofunadu's chilling, we don't really need to have the Legatus go that way. And Sitep is chill as well. Looks like they're being courted by a different civ, I think. keep going. We're a bit close to Seleucia, so I'm going to settle over here on the Awash River and hopefully heal up there. I'm going to keep following this galley for God knows how long. And see what benefits that brings. Yeah, our settler is moving up. Building nice stuff in Rome. Let's see how long they'll let the settlers stay. Ah, here's our village. Naktipundan. This might cause the galley to attack. I'm just going to pull out and see if that will get them to just chill. But knowing my luck, that will not. Alright, now we've got Capua. Paramount Chiefdoms. Alright, my back's starting to hurt, so I'm going to get up and stretch. I encourage you guys to do the same thing. I'll be back in a good, minute or two. Alright, here we go. I'm back. Alright. Paramount Chiefdoms. The seat of authority has traditionally been shared among representatives from different towns, but some have begun to argue that those who live in the capital are better poised to delegate issues to the rest, and their voices are growing louder. Do we maintain distributed power or consolidate power in the capital? We can either get more production towards constructing buildings or more power towards constructing buildings in Roma. Again, my mind would normally be like in reality, it's better for distributed power. It shouldn't all just sit in one city. It's half the reason the Americans declare their independence. On the other hand, this is a video game that's not actually real, so we're going to do consolidated power in the capital because Rome gets bonuses towards Rome being the place, the city on the hill. So we're going to go with consolidate power. And we're going to grab these hides, which offer 3 production. Oh, that's a city thing. Yeah, certain resources can only go to a city. And as I explained before, certain settlements can only be towns at first. You have to actually purchase the rights for that town to become a city and get upgraded status. So I can't move the camels, the pearls, the kaolin, or the lapis lazuli. I want to put these hides into Roma just so it can get the benefits of the production, since I'm not going to do production anywhere else. So I'll move the dates to Patavium, move the hides up here, and that should do it. That way Patavium can grow a bit faster. And I keep forgetting that my commander's got an upgrade. Oh, no, he got it for free. I forgot. Bulwark. Land units within the command radius complete fortifications 1 turn faster. That's fine. And Patavium just lost its nameplate for whatever reason. Yeah, you guys can chill there. We have one more settlement limit, though. Let's... Ooh. Oh, wait, no one built Byrsa. We're going to go for one more settler, and then we'll try and start building wonders. Because wonders will help with culture victories. The coast. I could build the Byrsa. It's got the highest construction cost. You know what, I'll do it. Why not? I don't like other people getting it. If I don't start building wonders now,
Avoid any specific discussion of public policy at public meetings.
if I don't start building it now, then the AI are gonna get started building it, and I don't want the AI getting all these bonuses. If at all possible, I'd like to avoid the AIs getting victories. All right, thankfully, Seleucia let me off the hook and let this guy heal. That's excellent. Let's see if we can get him moving. This may be as far as Naktipunan lets me go. I'll try going back here and getting this stuff uncovered, because I'd rather not have to fight Independent Powers Navy just to get a move on. Ooh, actually, thankfully they were a good neighbor and just moved on. I can uncover more of the continent. This is from Shomron, no, Seleucia. So I'll try heading this way instead. Praying that the warrior doesn't follow me like a crazed stalker. As Rome grows, so too does the notion of Roman identity. An influx of new visitors rapidly changes the fabric of the city, and people can't always agree on what it means to be Roman. Rome's strength is in its diversity, or Rome should distill a national identity. Okay. We can hold off on the celebrations and whatnot. Alright, chat, I don't want any discussions on politics right now. I know there's a lot of talk about DEI this and DEI that. You can try and guess my politics, but I'm not going to be putting it out there for people to see. But I'm going to be picking this one. You can insinuate whatever you like in chat, but I'm picking this. Say what you like. If you get too political and too icky in chat, you're going to get a ban. I was hoping it would finish the Civic, but I guess not. Oh well. Please don't attack me, Mr. Warrior. I'm just a weak level 1 goblin. Goblin D's nuts. Oh no. We're gonna just... Yeah, no, unfortunately he got attacked. That's not great. Praying that he makes it out just fine. Let's go around the back of Seleucia. That might have been my
When I
galley.
was young, I thought
Yeah. Alright. Western exploration is over. Incidentally, both my galleys are dead. That's not great. But oh well. Oh well. Is what it is. Alright.
an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
Who is sending warriors to my borders? Why you do this? Alright. Did I give Shengla the... Yeah, I did. Why are they just doing this? It's very rude of them. Looks like this trader doesn't have any good options. Yeah, the unfortunate thing about traders is if that the city that they can trade with is way out of bounds, they can't trade. That stinks. I was hoping to, like... I mean, like, normally... see, I see the problem. You could also sometimes trade with independent powers, but unfortunately I can't trade with Samarkand because it's got... sweet fuck all. It's got silk and cotton close to its borders, but since it doesn't have them in the borders, it can't trade it. There is a remedy for this, though. We have options now that Samarkand's a proper city-state, not just an independent power. We are going to hit this button called Promote Growth. This should hopefully get the borders to expand and hopefully encapsulate the silk. We'll see if it'll work, though. Code of Laws, level 2. Pretty please. Alright. Frederick's got a commander roaming around between Seleucia and Shamron, which is interesting. Emissaries from Ofunadu have arrived to pronounce that the Roman Empire deserves all glory and respect. To honor the friendship between two peoples, they present a generous gift. Culture. Always acceptable. Alright, Capua. Settle on that thing. It's expanding. There's more stuff over here. The J to be easier to grab. Yeah, for those who don't know, these little symbols show the yields of each tile. So once I put a person on it to harvest it, to get the resources from it, it'll be added to the city. So if I went over here, I'd be putting down a fishing boat, and it would get me 2 food resources and 1 gold resource, which would be earning us more money, a little bit more money, and more food towards Capua's growth. I think I'll probably do that. Next turn, I'll probably do a woodcutter over here for production, culture, and happiness, so I can expand towards getting the salty iron and the jade. But for now, a fishing boat will have to suffice. Alright, let's move up. Yeah. Shengla, you are getting too close. You are entering my borders illegally. I'm going to need you to leave. And there's a mountain range. It's not great for navigation. But, oh well. Let's move this archer over here and try and kick this guy off our land. Yeah, again, this merchant's got nothing to do, so he's going to just sit. Don't know why he's here and why he's just not doing anything. Commander will go over here, so the command radius will encircle all of our units, including his. Yeah, one of the additions that they did for this game is with the commander. What you used to have in the previous Civ game was great people, including great generals, which would give your units a boost towards combat. This one you've got the great general. And you've got the commander. The commander can suck the units into them so that they can march more efficiently across terrain. Does it give difficulty bonus to combat, defending? Yeah, it doesn't look like he's giving a bonus for whatever reason, but he does give XP boosts. Like before, in the last game, the way your units get stronger and better is each individual unit, each archer, spearman, gunman, whatever, they will get experience boost to that individual unit. In this game, it's kind of reversed. It goes to the commander instead. The commander has to be in the middle of the battle. There has to be a unit doing combat in its command radius. If there's nothing in its command radius doing anything, then it doesn't get any XP. So that's why I had to move the Legatus over here to get the experience. And we get one more archer over here to give it more experience. Let me actually see how far along he is. If I go over here, yeah, he's got 22 experience points thus far. 23 more, and he'll be able to get a point that I can invest into this tree. Looks like I'm going to have to go for Bastion. He's already got a point in that tree. Let's see. Yeah, we'll use this warrior here. And he is defeated. Alright, easy peasy. Man, they just love beating up on my guys. Really stinks. And as you can see, Samarkand has started expanding. Looks like they wanted more river tiles. Hopefully get the silk soon. Please, Samarkand, I want to trade. But it looks like that'll be a ways away for now. So we swoop-de-whoop. Put them all back under Legatus's control. Have them do that. And we got a settler. This settler... it's not... Samarkand's not going to be here forever. So I think over here is best. Since he can get cotton, marble, silver, camels, and incense. And it's close to a navigable river. So, yeah, we'll take the computer suggestion and go here. And now we start building wonders, if possible. We've got a fair bit of gold. Is there anything I can buy that'd be worth it? A fishing quay. Yeah, certain items, certain buildings in this game give bonuses to improvements you've already got, like the brickyard, the fishing quay, garden, things like that, and the granary. I'll put down a fishing quay because that will give me extra food towards like fishing boats. I put down. I've already put down 2, so I'll give them extra food bonuses towards that. I've got all this money. I'm not really doing anything with it anyway, so I might as well. I'll put it over here so it's not really affected by what's it called? Natural disasters. Because this river over here, the Ofanto River, will flood every now and again. That will increase its fertility and give it extra bonuses. That's why like this title here has got production on it, whereas this one doesn't. It's good for that, but it'll also mess up whatever improvements you got there. Which is not great, but is what it is. Alright. Let's head to this tile since it's closer to Ofanto, which is chilling. They're a lot less likely to attack me. And hopefully just relax. The settler cannot go there. Ah, that's because there's a city-state unit standing on it. That's alright. Just give some Archon the minute. It's all... Oh! And, like I was saying, sometimes there'll be natural disasters like that. Thankfully, it looks like my cotton and my farm is alright, I think. Let me see. Yeah, my cotton and farm is alright, but my settler unit just got damaged. Not great, all things told, but it's like a sudden tornado or thunderstorm comes through, it's probably alright. We're going to march our Legatus up here, just give him some extra security. Heal up our scout right there. And keep trucking. Alright, now we can add incense. It'd be good to put it on Roma, since that's producing a fair bit of science. We'll put the cotton back in Capua. Put that there, and now we're producing a bit of science. Batavium can now choose a town focus. This is good. Once a town, not a city, reaches a certain population level, they can now focus on something. It's like how, you know, certain places are a factory town. This place focuses on fishing. This place focuses on manufacturing, things like that. You can now choose what the focus is going to be. Now, I see lots and lots of plantations here. So we're going to focus on which one gives a bonus to plantations, which would be farming town. It's not strictly true. There aren't a lot of farms here, but Batavium focuses on a lot of agriculture and a lot of growing things. So I'll focus on that. And that'll give a boost, like +1 food resource to every plantation, farm, things like that. So now it's +3 over here, +3 over there. We're doing pretty good. Samarkand still has not... Ooh, one more turn and they'll get an extra pop. And then they might be able to grab the silk. Did they just grab the fish again? Jesus. Yeah, they still have 7 turns of bonus growth, so hopefully they'll grab a resource in that time. Alright, now we'll grab some jade. That has to go into a city. That means we're taking cotton out of here, putting that in there. Now we got 2 extra gold coming in, but less production and less food.
An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
Makes the world go blind. Ah, man. These things are still out of reach, and I still can't grab them. The Oracle... Public life or tactics. Or Legatus pro praetore. Praetorians, I think. Interesting. Grab that. You can go here into the town in a moment. You'll stay on top of them just to make sure he's okay. And looks like we've earned another codex.
When I was young, I thought that money was the most important thing in life. Now that I am old, I know that it is.
So, All right. And now, settle. Ostia, I believe is the name. Ostia. All right. Shengla will be settling down and calming down in about 4 turns. We'll send our Legatus back to Batavium. We'll be growing this town by grabbing the silver. Hopefully we can grab the camels next. That'll give Roma more room to grab resources. I will go with bronze working because we can upgrade our units after that. We already got some archers from quests. We would have normally just had slingers. But we got the level 2 archers. Because it's normally level 1 the slingers, level 2 the archers, then level 3 better archers. Right now we've got level 2 archers and level 1 just basic warriors. But the warriors will turn into spearmen after that. And then from after that they get upgraded to a phalanx, I believe. Because in the ancient era, phalanxes were the predominant form of warfare. At least in, you know, Greece and whatnot. But Greece and Rome did fairly well for themselves, so no one's really going to debate whether they did a good job or not. I think the next city we found should be somewhere. Well, good news and bad news. According to that little thing over there that I kind of just missed, I discovered a natural wonder. Bad news, the Rubicon flooded again, and unfortunately, my cotton plantation just burst into flames. Let's do a couple things first. We're going to go into Batavium. No, not into the merchant. And we're going to pay to have the cotton fixed. Because I can't use production here. Oh.
Екатерина Алексеевна, императрица и попечительница искусств. Но вы можете называть меня Софи.
I have mixed feelings about this. In my last game that I played by myself, I was playing with, I forget her name, Himiko, who's very focused on being very diplomatic and kind and working together and having alliances. That's all good and all. I made it all the way to the modern era. Like, half the other AI players loved me and couldn't get enough of me. But for whatever reason, every single one of them, starting with Catherine, decided to declare war on me. Like, even my own ally declared war on me for no reason. I got so salty, I rage quit the game right there and plotted, like, a burning the world to the ground after that. I was exceptionally salty. Though this is a fresh Catherine who has committed no such sin just yet. But mark my words, the millisecond you start thinking about doing all that again, I will burn every settlement you've ever thought of making to the ground. I will pivot hard right into military victory if you do this. For now, yeah, hi. Hi. Nice to meet you, pretty lady. There you go. Let's see. A flood of opportunity. One day, a devastating flood rushes through the... hold on. Yeah, I'm going to stop doing that. That voice is hurting my throat. One day, a devastating flood rushes through the streets as the river swells its banks. Entire city districts are now dank, hazardous, and unlivable, with hundreds now homeless. In every crisis, however, there is an opportunity. House them in the barracks, or make space for them in the central quarter. Yeah, we'll do that. And we are now the suzerain of Ofanatu. Free civics, extra wonder. Let's do this. Ooh. And one of the other things you can do is by doing certain actions in each era is you can meet the unlock bonuses for becoming other civilizations. Like right now, we are the Roman civilization. And I think by being Rome, we can unlock like more European civilizations like the Normans, things like that. But because we're interacting with other city-states and becoming their suzerains, we can now play as the Shawnee. Normally, that wouldn't happen because, you know, Rome and Shawnee literally never met. But because we met this bonus, we met this criteria, we can do it. Which I think is neato. Alright. And we can put this cotton in Ostia. What else can we do? Not much else right now. Still waiting 3 turns for Samarkand to get its head out of its behind. Oh, we found this natural wonder down here. This big old mountain. Alright, this migrant. Where should I send you? To Ostia? Or Capua? Yeah, let's send you to Capua. Well, let's see something. A migrant is a special kind of civilian unit that gives you an extra population wherever you put it. I want to send to Capua, and I want to see something. Because in prior Civ games, you couldn't like put farms on snow. Because naturally, if you try digging under the snow and just putting some seeds down there, odds are you're not going to grow much of anything except disappointment and salty. But I need to expand my civilization outwards in this direction if I want to get the salt, the iron, and the jade. If I can't do that, then Capua is not going to have much chance of doing anything except being a Haktua joke. Let's just keep her going for now. Probably put another one over here in the north. Let's see. There we go. Oh god, don't tell me you just took the cotton. Samarkand, you are fools. Okay, let's see. Yeah, now that they're done gaining control of the river, how about you start getting the resources? I need you to get the silk and the cotton, because unfortunately, I can't do anything like this. Like, oh, it's so ridiculous. Yeah, let's see. Oh, reminder, this is just a silly video game that does silly stuff. Ordinarily, you can't really... I wouldn't advise trying to farm on snow, but apparently you can here. Alright, so I'll put it on the tundra for now. Just because I want these resources, and it's getting pretty hard to get them. Alright, someone is ringing us up. Who is it? Ring, ring. Katarine. Mush, mush. Alright, there we go. Let's see how we're doing in regards to other players. Catherine is on her heels in terms of science and culture, but behind in happiness and gold. Napoleon and Frederic are Minas in gold, but behind in everything else. And Ashoka is doing pretty good, but not quite at our level just yet. Who else? Militarier. Nein, danke. Ich will keine Militarien, danke. Alright. You can go back to exploring some more. And there's Napoleon. And there's Catherine. And there's... what's his face? Someone built a Great Steely. That's cool. Now I've got a choice. I can either go... actually, no, I don't. We're going for these camels first. Just so I can have more resources in Roma. I'm still waiting for Samarkand to get these sodding resources so I can trade with them. Okay. With this migrant, I can now get access. Let's do this. Because I think these are national resources that are shared among cities and towns. I don't really got to worry about slotting them into certain towns and cities. Alright, now this one we can actually use for the wonder bonus. That's good. Training units. Nope. Let's Specialists. Nope. Let's do this so we can get extra gold. Money does make the world go round. At least that's what I heard. Let's put this merchant over here. Oh, yeah, so I can stop just hitting the legate when I don't mean to hit the legate. My mouse is starting to get a bit jittery for whatever reason. Alright, we can go on a bit long, so in about like half an hour towards 6 o'clock my time, I think I'll be shutting the stream down. Been having a fairly good time, but I've been noticing that with this very brain-turny offy game, you know, surprise, surprise, my brain's turned off. I'm not doing a very good job chatting. But this is my, I think, third total stream ever, so I find I'm gonna have to like give myself some grace and accept that. Everyone was new at something at one point or another, and they weren't always the greatest. Even like the big streamers like Jay Schlatt, Ludwig, Iron Mouse, among others. At one point, they had their first stream too, and they probably had God knows how many
Those who
viewers.
steal from one person spend their lives in shackles and chains. Those who steal from all people in purple and gold.
I should put this on the wall somewhere. I love Cato's quote here. I mean, we've all got to pay taxes. But, like, for anyone who's seen Maxor's videos, especially his Devil May Cry summarized one, which, like, what was the quote exactly? Tax evasion's a crime, Virgil. It's an obligation, Dante. That was cute. I love that. But it'd be nice if we could have a nice government with a good military, solid borders, and a good functioning society without having to pay taxes. But for now, I'll settle for the rich people paying the most taxes. Oh well. Public life tactics. Senatus Populusque Romanesque. We'll go for that one. Because my style of play in most Civ games is always just expand, expand, expand until you can't expand no more. I always love expansion. Let's see. I think I can actually upgrade some of my guys. No, I can't. Oh, well. Is what it is. It's a big military that Napoleon's got. He's leading the Egyptians, so he has a lot of Medjai warriors. That's fine and all. And a research collaboration. That'll do. And I just realized I have some influence I can spend. Let's see. We'll go with Citep. Akmonia still hates us, but now they're under someone else's thumb. Let's try. We got some rough terrain here. I can try going around this way with the Medjai kind of blocking it. I'm too used to like the Medjai from Assassin's Creed Origins. Like for those of you who haven't played, like the basic plot of Assassin's Creed Origins is it's in ancient Egyptian times, like towards the rise of the Roman Empire, because Julius Caesar and Cleopatra are in it. But the basic plot is the main character is a Medjai, like a protector for the pharaohs. And every time I see the word Medjai, I'm like, this isn't Bayek? Like, what are you guys talking about? Like, it feels weird. Like, I gotta wrap my brain around the idea that a Medjai is just, like, the personal guard. Not like anything too serious. Okay. We got camels. Alright. So now we're gonna pull something out of here for a quick sec. It's not that serious. We can put the Cowlin back in. Ooh, and we can be the Ming now. Well, not now, but in the future we could be the Ming. That's pretty cool. Have 8 resources slotted in 1 settlement. And let's see if I can. What could I want? Oh, we can keep the happiness ones. We'll bring the cotton over. Because cotton's good for production, and Rome wants production right now. It is a literal machine. Once we're done building Birsa, we'll probably get to work on a settler. Now what should I do here. I'll probably put... Yeah, we'll turn this into a fishing settlement, and we'll try and reach the salt. Because now that Rome's gotten fairly big, the requirement for it to level up and get more population's gotten pretty high. Almost
he
there.
heard these horrors, and his spirit stirred, and spurred to action, he sheathed his skin in burnished bronze.
I think that's a section of the Iliad about Achilles. Either, like, after Proclus... I was about to say spoilers. Like, if you haven't read the hit Greek novel, The Iliad, you're, like, 3,000 years late? But, yeah, this, I think this is the section where Achilles hears about Patroclus' death, and he gets ready to go fight the Trojans. But, who knows? I doesn't know. Alright. Are they legions now? We got the legions! Rome's famous unit. Research collaboration with Frederic. Danke, mein Herr. Das ist sehr gut für uns. We'll get bronze working. And how are we doing still? Yeah, Catherine's still on our heels. We'll do this to get extra sight. There is a hostile independent power over there, so we'll probably trace the river on down and try and journey along the coast. 2 turns and some Marcon will take something. Pardon me. Let's actually see if we can't. We'll deal with that later. For now, let's see. I have camels, which is a camp, and a silver mine. Camps, woodcutters. Let's purchase a brickyard and put it next to the cotton, because I don't want Samarkand having the cotton. But I also saw Ofunadu has something worth trading. Yay. Can finally spend this worthless sodding trader. Remember, chat, don't forget to stretch. If you are doing what I'm doing and just sitting in a chair for hours on end, it is a good idea to get your muscles moving every now and again. I forget how long ago it was, but I did read a report about some folks in South Korea who were just sitting in a gaming cafe, just playing for hours and hours and hours and hours on end. Never once got up, never once took a bathroom break, and just died. Apparently, like, a blood clot had happened in their system and just started clogging their heart since they were just sitting still and doing nothing. It's not great, but it is what it is. And it looks like, we finally have our Roman Forum, or whatever you want to call it. Because we have the Temple of Jupiter and Basilica in one spot. This, you have no idea how satisfying this is for me to see, because... Like I told you, like I had a game, like my first game ever of Civ 7, I didn't understand that you had to put these two, like, special buildings in one spot right next to each other. Not right next to each other, same spot, period. Otherwise, it doesn't work. I didn't do that. So I had the Temple of Jupiter in this spot and the Basilica in that spot. And it frustrated me to no end. Frustrated me to no end. So seeing the Roman Forum just right here just does it for me, man. It does it. And I'm assuming this narrative choice has to do with it, or maybe not. Let's see. Oh no, it's Shingla. All right, we got a legion for free. If it's free, it's for me. It's not going to be able to fit with our legate right now, but you can chill out somewhere and
There
just...
are to be seen at this day certain ruins of the city walls.
There we go, chat. We got Birsa. I feel like in all my other playthroughs, Birsa's always getting taken by, like, the bots, but I'm glad I'm getting it this time. So, we have another spot for expansion. Let's go for a settler. Then after that, a merchant to trade with somebody, literally anybody. And then we want either Dur Sharlakin, combat strength of fortified districts, meh. Emil Bell, don't really use it all that much. Gate of All Nations, or Hanging Gardens. I know most of you guys in chat are lurking, but if you have any preference, let me know, and I'll grab one of these. Dur Sharakin gives me better combat strength for, like, walled cities. So, like, if somebody comes to invade my city's going to be a bit stronger because of Dur Sharakin. Emil Bell gets me diplomatic points, and it gives me a special diplomatic thing I can do, which lets me and a rival civilization get extra food bonuses in our cities. Gate of All Nation gives me war support. Like, the whole idea behind war support is, like, when you're in a war with somebody, there's support. Like, is this guy the asshole? Did you start the war? Is this for stupid reasons? Is this a surprise? Like, some places can get more support, some places can get less support. With Gate of All Nations, I get 2 support for my side for free. That's pretty good. I usually like getting that one, but it doesn't look always the greatest in my city. Lastly is Hanging Gardens, which gives me more food, more growth rate, and expansionist point. If you guys have any, like, preferences, like more castle-y cities, diplomacy, war support, or, like, more people, you can let me know. Otherwise, if you're just lurking and just, like, putting my stuff on the background, I don't mind. It's honestly fine. Viewers are viewers. I'm still learning how to do all this stuff, so it is chill. No judgment, no hate. Alright. Franklin the Orator. After each merchant returns from distant lands, Franklin listens carefully to the accounts. These he will share with the deserving, those living in the market quarter or in the villas. The one before the garden sounds good. I think that was either Emil Bell or the Gate of All Nations, so I'll take a look in a sec. But we've unlocked a quest. We're gonna have to get more trade routes. It's not gonna be the easiest to do that one, since a lot of people are just outside of my radius, but it is what it is. And Samarkand still can't get the silk! Alright. Yeah, Gate of All Nations is what you're thinking of. Alright, I'll do this one. It can go right here for science. Remember, one of the things I need to get a good culture victory is lots. I need at least one more world wonder. Like, I could get 6 more for a culture victory in this age, but right now it's not the most important thing. I've already got the first thing in economic, the first thing in science. I'm getting closer to military. I just need one more for culture. In science, let's see. Unfortunately, there is a galley next to me. Hopefully it's not going to do anything bad. Here's hoping. But we'll see. For now, we're just chilling. We have our northern cold city up there with lots of resources. And no, the scout was attacked. That's not great. I mean, I can always just pull him back. Yeah, we'll just put him right here. Yeah, there's Hattusa. Still hating. For no good reason. Let's... Can I just buy... I can buy a merchant. Oh god, I just made a really bad move. I just made a really bad mistake. So here's what happened. I moved my cursor over to try and buy a merchant because Benjamin Franklin has a quest to send out 4 merchants and have 4 trade routes. Because he wants to be like a worldly person that gets lots of information, lots of resources and things like that. Like, he wants lots of different perspectives he can teach about. Unfortunately, what I just pressed was the buy the settler button. So, good news, I've got a free settler. Not a free settler, a purchased settler. Let's see. Oh, extra bad news, I was working on building a settler. It is what it is, you gotta roll with the punches sometimes. So now we just keep going. This settler should go somewhere. We could put him over here for gypsum, wine, incense, and things like that. Oh my god, Napoleon's putting a city over here. Are you freaking kidding me? Alright, there's this concept in Civ games called forward settling. You guys can see how Napoleon in the dark blue and red is over here, yeah? He has gone and taken his settler all the way over here. Right here. Like, for context, like, here's the whole map. He had to take his settler from Wasset, travel across the desert, through the mountains, past Sitep, through the canyons, past the river, and now he's going to plant him somewhere here. Like, this is a foolish move. It is screwing me over. It is probably more accurately screwing Ashoka over. And he can't defend this settler. Like, if I declare war on him, which I'm going to do in like a couple turns, because I need to denounce him first for this. I've got a city, like, I've got warriors that can do this. As long as he doesn't send his Magi over, it'll be fine. Like, this is really exceptionally stupid of him. And it's frustrating to me. But rant over. Alright. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to settle out this next city, maybe build one more wonder or so, and end the stream about like 10 minutes, because my throat's starting to hurt. But for now, let's move the legionary. Let's move the legions. Get this settler. Yeah, he can't reach this. Yeah, this wouldn't be a bad spot, I don't think, but there's also the silver and elephants here. Yeah, I think I'll throw this next settler over here to grab silver, the wool, and the gypsum. Yeah, I know my author friend would really like that wool. Pardon, excuse me. We're gonna heal up our scout. And we're going to just drop a save really quick, just in case I'm making a really bad mistake and starting a war I can't really, finish. We are going to just go ahead and denounce. Yeah, you can suck on that, Napoleon. If I'm lucky, one of these city-states is hostile to him still. And we'll try and... Nope! Alright, so Dijet is getting burned down. Normally, burning a settlement down isn't the right choice, because that diplomatically just doesn't look good. Like, it's one thing to start a war for somebody who's settling too close for you. It's another thing to take all the buildings they just built and burning them to the ground. That's a whole different can of worms. But for now, he's pissed me off, so he can get hit. Talkspit, get hit. Oh, and by the way, a novel lady, you're okay to use swear words in my chat. I really don't mind. It's not that big a deal. I don't think there's a profanity filter at all. If there is, I can go and like tinker with the settings after the stream's over. But profanity is fine. We're all adults here. Where's Chloe? Dude. Actually, now problem. Because Benjamin Franklin still has this quest to get like 4 trade routes out into the world to be more worldly. But Dijet is close enough that I could send this merchant to him. Yeah, thing about that is, novel lady, I gotta look up like settings and terms and conditions later, but I think for certain accounts and certain streams, you can't be under the age of 18, like viewing it. I think my stream's okay. We use a little bit of swear words, use a little bit of profanity every now and again, but like I'm not like Cottontail VA or like certain like ASMR streamers, like sexy VTuber streamers. I think those streams are the mostly ones that people are talking about, where it's like you can't be a child and like be in there. Like for now, I think I'm okay. I think this stream's fairly PG. It's mostly cartoon violence, like fantasy violence, that kind of stuff. Just if there's any kids in chat, please don't out yourselves, or if you do out yourselves, please be honest, because I get in trouble for stuff like that. I think for now, unfortunately, I gotta go and send this to Dejet. That sucks, the big one, but oh well. Beneficiaries from Setup. Yeah, we can't incite raids against them anymore. Can't incite raids. That stinks, but whatever. We are going to go to the boar steps of Dejet and see if we can't just sack it. Because forward settling is douchey, and I don't like it. Well, whatever. Yeah, the hills are always very tricky. If it comes down to it, I could just let Dejet be, just to get the trade route. But on the other hand, I hate people settling, like, look, like, if we're zooming in, like, apparently, like, they were trained over here, they went up the river, got out of their boats towards the mountains, got on their camels and went through the mountains, this treacherous mountain path, and then sailed down the river again, all the way to this, like, foreign land where they have, like, no connection to Wasset. This makes me so salty. On the other hand, I need the trade route. I've already declared a denouncement against Napoleon. And what for those who don't know, what a denouncement will do is it will worsen relationships between two civs. And after a certain amount of time, I can declare a formal war against Napoleon. Ordinarily, if you just declare war straight up like that, it's called a surprise war. And the other AIs in this game don't enjoy surprise wars. That will tank your reputation in the global community. So you kind of want to, like, get away from doing that. Like right now, if I do declare war, surprise war, I don't want a surprise war. So we're going to see if we can just either live with him and deal with the consequences, or try and take Dejet.
He heard these horrors, and his spirit stirred, and spurred to action, he sheathed his skin in burnished bronze.
Lovely. The Tech Wrangler. Ambition drives innovation. With still so much to discover and explore, mastering a skill becomes the work of a lifetime. Mastery is found through meticulous research, or luck plays a role in all endeavors. I want more codexes, please. But I need to build another library somewhere to house them. So let's see if I can put one in Batavium. No, I can't. Yeah, I forgot. You need a settlement has to be a city in order to have a library. Unfortunately, they're all towns. So that's not great. It is what it is, though, for now. And we'll figure this stuff out maybe next time. Because the stream's going to end in like about 5 minutes. Alright. And we can put down a settlement here. What is that? Narbo Martius. Did I get a free legion for this? Interesting. Whatevs, though. Alright. Yeah, and I know one of my my author friend, my family member author is going to appreciate this next action. I can just zoom in here. She is an avid knitter, crocheter, just wool crafter, so this is for you. If I could take this wool out of this fantasy game and give it to you, I would probably do that, but can't. Unless you want to come down to Narbo Martius. Don't even know where that is in the real world, but oh well. See if I can get around Hattusa. Shamron's here, so it hasn't been claimed by anybody. Ooh, and now, good bonuses. We can get iron and salt. Let's start with the iron, because that will get us closer to getting to the jade. And now Kapua can get a bonus. We've got a camp here, and that's good for mining town. This will get a mine. That's a mine. I think that's a mine. And I don't know if this is in Rome or Capua, but we're going to go with a focus for mining town. Because you've got miners over here collecting the hides of foxes and things like that. You're going to get a salt mine, iron mine, jade mine, and another jade mine. So we're going to have a lot of miners here. All right. This legion can build their fortifications. Let us send you over to Ostia first. And then we'll see if we should declare war on them. Check the surroundings of Hattusa. 12 more turns on the Gate of Nations. And we'll do this. And now actually this legion's got a road directly to Dajet. Funny how things work sometimes, and you can just ignore those little glitches. It happens sometimes.
Let arms yield to the toga.
Toga, toga. The Senate, the people, and the Republic. Roman citizens gather in high spirits to celebrate the festival of Fors Fortuna. Wine flows liberally, and revelers drape themselves in flower garlands. One rowdy group declares that these are the celebrations expected of an empire ruled by its people. A nearby senator retorts that Rome is guided by the Senate. A little more gratitude should be in order. Ordinarily, a rich senator's opinions don't really bother me that much, but let's see. Many voices are better than few. The Senate knows the people best. Let's go with this one, because I want culture, not necessarily military. And we've got another thingy. Ranged in siege infantry. Let's go with Marca. Since, what was it, Shengla was a militaristic city-state now. Ooh, and actually, I could do something. I might be able to get... Now, click carefully. We want merchant. Merchant is this little stall stand icon looking thing. So, here we go. That should at least, I think, be another point towards the Benjamin Franklin's quest. Urban districts in the capital. Let's go with Latinatus. And Benjamin Franklin's so far going down the culture path. Let's go for constructing wonders, because we're already working on that. Let's get our scout moving a bit. We'll do one more turn after this, and then we'll call it a stream. Yay, the Rubicon's on fire. Yay! That's my sarcastic voice. I hate this. But we just spend a little bit of money and get that fixed. Are you telling me I can't trade with Shengla? Jesus H. Give me a minute and figure this out. Okay. We'll put a farm here. That's on the Rubicon, and it'll get us access to the cotton, but it won't give us the cotton just yet. We'll bring this merchant to Shangla. Because I think the main issue is they just founded themselves. And they chose to make a clay pit. Bro, you got gypsum right there. Use it. You fools. Alright, we are going to put you here. We'll hit next turn, see if anything interesting happens, but after that, we'll just save and call it a day. Alright. We are going to save. exit to main menu. Yeah, life is all about overcoming challenges, I suppose. But this is a game and I want my fantasy, please. Alright, yeah, cool. I accept whatever you say. Alright, that will be enough for now, ladies and gentlemen. I'll let you have this little background music in the game in the game in the background for now. Fair enough, novel lady. Fair enough. For now, that was a fun time. I think it's my longest stream yet, though. Make sure you guys get up and stretch a little bit. If you've been sitting down for a while, if you've been standing up and are doing something, like, good on you. That was Civ 7. Next time, I forget. I've been having some trouble, like, putting out, like... I don't know if you guys have actually seen, like, a proper, like, streamers' stream schedule. Like, certain VTubers, like Matarcon, like, Min Phantom do that. I tried to do it myself, and, like, Word doc, and it turned out really badly. But... next time, I think I had a plan for what I wanted to do. I'm going to see if I can't pull it up really quick and let you know what my plans for next time were. It feels like an H game or something. I like Helldivers, Hollow Knight, Hollow Cure, like all queued up. Yeah, today what the plan was for SID MEIER'S 7. Tuesday, the 18th, I'm not going to be streaming at all. Just going to be like chilling out for a bit. Wednesday, my plan is we're going to try and play Hades 2 again. Last time, no spoilers, we went up last time. We're going to try and go up a little bit more and see if we can't finish that. So that will be the plan for Wednesday. Tuesday, no stream. Wednesday, we'll be streaming around the same time. From 12 to 3 Pacific Standard Time, 3 to 6 Eastern Standard Time, and from 7 to 10 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Hope you guys had a fun stream. If you did, please give me a follow. That'd be greatly appreciated. If you want, you can find me on things like Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube. I post some videos very occasionally on YouTube. I'm mostly liking and retweeting stuff on Twitter and Blue Sky. You can follow me there, just Nullius Verba there too. But other than that, hope you guys had a fun time. I will see you later. Lots of love. Toodles. Next time we might do a, we might raid into somebody else. But for now, I don't feel like I got enough viewers for that, so. Thank you guys for showing up anyway. Have a good day. Bye-bye.